Hey folks, this is Kalani. The Horrific Vision system in patch 8.3 will be one of the most important parts of your character's progression for the rest of this expansion. It provides you with upgrades for your legendary cloak, corrupted mementos to unlock new powers in the Titan archive, a new gearing up path, a brand new Heart of Azeroth essence, there are various collectibles like toys, pets, mounts and transmog, and even the opportunity to add sockets to any piece of gear that you want. Visions are definitely going to be important, so let's break it all down. This video should cover everything you need to know about the new Horrific Vision system in patch 8.3. Let's start with your first vision, because this one will be a bit different. After you've completed most of the introduction questline, you'll be thrown into a horrific vision. This will either be the vision of Stormwind or the vision of Orgrimmar. They swap each week, so we'll get a week of one and then a week of another, and then it resets. In this very first vision, you should just head straight to the main objective. For Orgrimmar, that would be Thrall, knock out the two guards right outside Grandmash Hold, and then head inside to deal with Thrall himself. Dodge the shadowy stuff, and when he starts casting his ground slam, just dodge to the side. If we get the Stormwind vision first, you need to take down Illyria. Same thing, just head straight to the cathedral, knock out the two guards out front to open the way inside, and then take the fight to Illyria herself. She does a big void AoE thing that you need to hide behind a pillar for, and then just dodge the purple swirlies on the ground. This run should be quick, easy and painless. You can't really do much else the first time around because you don't have access to any Sanity Orbs or any sanity protection, so don't worry about anything besides the main objective. For the first week, you will get 2 vessels as part of the introduction questline, another vessel from the Black Empire Assault you need to complete to progress in the intro questline, and some coalescing visions from a variety of other activities in the patch. After you've spent your free vessels, the only way to get more is to complete Black Empire Assaults or trading 10,000 coalescing visions to Rathian. The Black Empire Assaults reset weekly, so you can only do one of those per week, so we'll be relying on the coalescing vision farm for the majority of our horrific visions. The 2 main activities that you'll want to make sure you get done each week are the faction assaults. These pop up in the zone that isn't being assaulted by the Black Empire. 2 of these assaults will happen per week. One runs from Tuesday to Friday, and the other starts halfway through Friday and runs through Monday. Then it changes again with the weekly reset. So one assault in the first half of each week, and then another assault in the second half. Each of those faction assaults will give you 5,500 coalescing visions, so you should get 11,000 total per week. The other main activity to get done is the Minor Vision Daily Quest. In the zone with the Black Empire Assault, you should be able to find a Black Empire Obelisk. It's really easy to see on the world map. Head on over to that and pick up the daily quest there, then interact with the obelisk to enter the Minor Vision. You can stick around in a Minor Vision as long as your sanity lasts, if you really want. The monsters in here do all drop coalescing visions, but honestly it's not really worth farming. Just make sure to complete the daily quest in the vision before you get kicked out. You can only enter 1 minor vision per day, so it's very important to prioritize your daily quest because the first one each week is worth 2,000 coalescing visions, and every one after that is worth 1,000 coalescing visions. That's a grand total of 8,000 just from this one daily quest done each day, so it's well worth the time investment. After that, coalescing visions start to get a bit more piecemeal. You can get 50 from every daily quest available in the 2 8.3 zones, so that's another good source, and you'll want to do the daily quests if you're interested in grinding reputation with the new factions anyway. You can also find events in the assault zones that will provide you with some coalescing visions, and the rares and chests in the zones will drop a handful each. If you don't have a lot of time each week, just make sure you get the minor vision stuff done, as well as the assaults. That will set you up nicely to enter several horrific visions per week. Each of the assaults will take you maybe 20 minutes, and that's 3 times a week if you do them all, and then the daily quest for the minor vision really only takes 5 to 10 minutes, so it's not all too long to get 90% of your coalescing visions. It's just that last 1,000 that takes a long time to grind. After your first horrific vision, you will also unlock the Titan archive. You should unlock the very first point in here as soon as possible. Don't enter another vision without it. After your first trial horrific vision, you should be able to get it. This single talent, the one at the very top, will more than triple your available time in a horrific vision. If you go back in without getting this, you'll basically be wasting a vessel. Take a second here to look through some of the talents on offer. One side focuses more on solo play, while the other focuses on group play. If you plan to play with a group more often than not, that might influence how you decide to spend your corrupted mementos. Personally, I think the group side is going to be super beneficial, and you should almost always try to run with a group because it's going to be a lot safer. Group members can resurrect you at the cost of their own sanity, so if you die, it's not the end of the world. Heck, if 4 of you die in a full group, you can still recover if you have a Sanity Orb to spare. If you go in solo and you die, that's it. Game over. After every vision, come back to the archive to unlock as many new talents as you can. There's no use saving up corrupted mementos until after you've unlocked most of the goodies in the archive first, so spend away. Every new point and trait will help you in your next vision, so come back as often as you can. I want to touch on the Sanity Orbs a bit more because this is probably the most important factor when you're trying to push the limits of your horrific vision adventures. The Sanity Orb talent will allow you to use 3 Sanity Orbs in any given horrific vision. This is 3 orbs regardless of group composition. So if you're on your own, you get 3 orbs to play with. If you have a group of 5, you get 3 orbs for your entire party to play with. If you split up too much and waste your orbs, you could run out very quickly. A Sanity Orb will persist long enough to replenish your sanity to maximum capacity, even if you're about to run out. This is kind of a reset button or an extra life for the horrific visions. You can't use them in combat, so you have to be smart about when and where you put them down. Typically, I can complete 1 bonus objective per orb use in early visions, and I always save the last orb for the main objective if that's something I want to complete. If you're low on sanity before starting an elite or mini-boss encounter, you should probably just use an orb to be safe. I'm excited to see what managing orbs is going to be like when running with groups. You're going to have to group up tight to all benefit from a single orb and then decide on how you want to proceed. Okay, let's talk a bit about objectives. Each horrific vision has 5 objectives. The main objective is the easiest, and completing it will automatically close the current horrific vision, forcing you into the chest room. There are also 2 corrupted areas which have a bonus objective each. Entering these areas will increase the rate at which your sanity drains and affect you with different madness effects. More on those in a moment. There's also 2 lost areas with a bonus objective each. These are the hardest areas of the vision and will drain your sanity the most. The monsters here are also particularly dangerous, so you will want to make sure you have some spare sanity orbs and plenty of sanity if you delve into one of these zones before you upgrade your cloak. Each objective that you complete will give you a chance to loot at the end. The harder the objective, the better the loot. Some items like rank 2 essences can only be found in the hardest objective chests. As you work your way through the legendary cloak ranks, you will also need to complete harder and harder objectives to keep upgrading it. The harder chests also reward more corrupted mementos, so the faster you can start clearing the lost areas, the faster you'll be able to upgrade your Titan archive, and the easier it will be to continue to progress through the visions. This really is a case of snowballing progression. I was able to comfortably complete 2 corrupted area objectives plus 1 lost area objective and finish the main objective with a rank 6 cloak on the PTR. You should be able to obtain a rank 6 cloak sometime in the 2nd week of the patch, so you will probably be able to clear horrific visions sooner than you might think. Each area you enter will afflict you with a different madness effect, so you should keep an eye on what the current zone is doing to you. You can see the madness effect at the top of your screen, and if you hover over it, it will tell you exactly what it's doing. Sometimes the effect will slow you down and speed you up randomly. That one isn't too bad unless you're trying to run away from mobs and you get super slowed. You can have a baseline damage reduction but get a damage increase when you stand in a little void zone. You can be forced to randomly jump forward every now and then. That one is a real frustration, let me tell you. You can have ghosts that appear that fear you, copies of yourself that chase you. It goes on and on. The harder areas typically have more annoying madness effects which will slow you down even further. A really cool thing about visions is that you can actually look at a full map of the current horrific vision before you enter it. Just enter the vision start area, and before you tell Rathian to open up the vision, ask him to see the map. All of the objectives and the current madness effects for each zone will be listed there, so you can prepare ahead of time and you'll know exactly what you're walking into. It makes it a lot easier to plan your route too. One more thing about the objectives that you may not know about is that for each bonus objective you complete, the main objective actually gets harder. Each bonus objective has a little mini-boss with very special abilities. For example, the jailer chap in the Stormwind Trade District area uses a silencing chain ability that pulls you towards him. If you get too close to him, you'll get stunned for a very long time. If you complete this objective, Illyria will use that same chain ability when you go to fight her. So the special abilities that you encounter in the bonus objective mini-boss fights will actually get added on one by one to the main objective. So the more bonus objectives you complete, the longer you need to leave yourself to finish the main objective as well, if that's something you're interested in. As for which objectives you should aim for, you should just focus on your Legendary Cloak upgrades mainly. I uploaded a video yesterday which talks about Legendary Cloak upgrades at length, so if you still have questions about that aspect of visions, I'll give you a link in the description below. I would try to complete as many objectives as possible, but you need to make sure you hit the right ones for your current Legendary Cloak rank, otherwise you could put yourself further behind on upgrades. I fully intend to clear the entire vision with a rank 6 or rank 7 cloak. I think that's well within reach for my guild group that I will be running with. Obviously, gear will play a huge role in how far you can go and how fast you complete the visions, so if you're struggling to finish a bonus objective, don't worry about it too much. Focus on your Legendary Cloak upgrades, and as you get more rank ups and more sanity protection, and more gear on top of that, you'll start blasting through the objectives in no time. I've also seen a few questions asking about whether you should run solo or run with a group, and what about the players who main healers or tanks? Is this something they can solo, or will they have to run with the group? What you're going to be able to do is going to depend entirely on your class and spec. As a demon hunter, I have absolutely no problem soloing this stuff. But here's the catch. I'm geared to the teeth. I'm also playing one of the best AoE classes in the game, one of the most durable classes in the game when it comes to soloing content, and it's one of the most mobile classes in the game. That means soloing timed content is almost a demon hunter specialty. If you're playing something squishier without good self-sustain, you're going to go a lot slower than a demon hunter. If you're playing a tank, you'll struggle to kill things as quickly as you otherwise could as a DPS. If you play a healer, well, there isn't really anything to heal in here besides yourself, so you will either have to tag along with some friends or swap to DPS to make this content work. With all of that in mind, even though I can solo this content comfortably, I think it's going to be easier, more reliable, and more efficient to do this as a group. You can cover each other's weaknesses, make up for each other's mistakes, plan around what your group can do instead of just what your class can do, and honestly, just have more fun with it. Playing with friends will always beat playing on your own, at least for me personally, so I'll be sure to wrangle up some guildies before heading into horrific visions. It's just going to be more enjoyable and probably a lot faster. I'm really looking forward to strategizing and seeing just how crazy we can go with pulls and how many objectives we can clear off the board as early as possible. I think horrific visions are going to be a lot of fun, especially when you start adding in the mask debuff later on. Now when it comes to rewards, you do have plenty of reasons to work through the Horrific Vision system. It's the only way to upgrade your Legendary Cloak, which will be incredibly important for your personal progression. It's the only way to get one of the 3 new essences for your class or spec in the patch, and for healers specifically, I know that essence is going to be incredibly powerful. You can get a variety of pets, toys and mounts from achievements and random sources, as well as transmog from Rathian when you're able to earn enough corrupted mementos. You can also buy an item that will add a socket to any piece of gear you wish, with a few limitations. You can't add sockets to your Legendary Cloak from what I know, and you can't add sockets to any old raid gear from previous raid tiers, and of course no sockets on Azerite gear, but for all of your other gear, have at it. Those socket items cost corrupted mementos, so the more horrific visions you complete later on, the more sockets you can get on your gear. If that's not a reason to want to get through this awesome new progression path, I don't know what is. Hopefully that clears up any foggy areas of the Horrific Vision system and answers any questions that you might have had about it. If you think I left anything out or you still have questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer as many as I can. All that's left now is to wait for maintenance to end so we can all start this exciting adventure together. Good luck out there, and don't forget to prioritize your legendary cloak upgrades. But that's it for this video. What do you think about the horrific vision system from what you've seen so far? Are you excited to sink your teeth into this new system, or does it look a bit too complicated or daunting? Leave all your thoughts in the comments section below. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon. You can see their names floating by on screen. If you want to join these lovely guys and gals, you can find a link in the description below. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always I will see you next time.